All right, guys, I'm excited to do setup number 2 of this series. This is going to be a kneeling position, and we're going to use a tripod, and we're going to figure out what is the go-to setup. I'm trying to figure out what is my go-to setup. If I have to kneel, I want to know that quick what I want to go to make the shot. If you're out in the field and you have a deer out at 500, an elk, a bear, whatever, and you can't lay prone, but you can kneel, if you know your exact go-to setup, it's going to save you that extra, 30 seconds, minute, maybe more, where you can just quickly get set up and make that shot. And that's what we're going to do today. We're going to figure out what is the best way to set up. So what I'm going to do today is I'm going to shoot from my tripod. Now, this could vary from shooter to shooter, but to be real honest, I haven't ranged this target. I'm going to say this is give or take 500 yards. To be real honest, this alone is incredibly hard to shoot from for me at 500 yards. Just getting up, doing this. Could I make the shot? Probably. But I'm telling you, my reticle is like covering an area this big. I can't, maybe you have tips for me. I can't hold, I can hold pretty good, but I can hardly hold good enough that it allows me to start adding pressure to the trigger. That's what I'm going to say. We brought out some shooting sticks. So here's what we're going to do today. I'm going to throw some shooting sticks under here to give myself a 2-point rest. I'm going to make a 3-shot group. And then I'm going to take my backpack that I normally carry, and I'm going to throw it across something, and I'm going to shoot a 3-shot group off of my backpack, and we're going to compare it. And you don't always have the luxury of something to throw your backpack on, but if you do, is it as good as a tripod? Because obviously if you can use your backpack and you have an option to throw your backpack on a log and shoot from that, that's going to be faster than setting up a tripod and this. And so I want to know, and we're going to find out right now. All right, let's get us a range. .496 yards. Calls for 7 MOA up. All right, I have a different rifle. You guys have not seen this rifle. This is a rifle that I'm in the middle of setting up for a customer. I literally came out here today, and I put a load together for it this morning and came out here today and for the first time shot it to long range. And so it was shooting really good. I just shot a group at 809 yards. I shot a 3-shot group that measured vertically probably about 2 inches. So it's shooting good. All right. We're going to shoot at the dot on the left first, and then we're going to lay the backpack up and shoot off of that, and we'll go see the results. Here we go. Something that I really like about this pair of sticks, it's got the adjustable trigger. It's a Primos hunting one. It's their trigger stick next gen 3 it says on it. I got it on Amazon. All right. It allows me to stay in my scope and really adjust things without having to get out and adjust. And all right, there's one. I obviously do not expect these groups to be anything close to what you would be shooting if you were laying prone. There is such a massive difference. Going from prone to this is such a difference on your crosshair movement. All right, let's do it again. All right, there's shot number 2. One thing that I figured out with this is it's much easier to go a little bit high and then press it and go down, because you can use the ground to push into instead of trying to pull up with nothing. For you guys commenting on me getting off the rifle too fast, I'm getting pushed off by recoil, so give me a break. Okay, and you feel that recoil much more on this because you got this going on. There is such a big difference from going from prone to going to something like this. I feel like every shot, if I'd have been shooting at a deer, I would have been okay. I feel like my verticals are probably going to be better than my left and rights. That's just my 10 cents off of what I feel. I feel like I still have more shakiness back and forth than I do up and down. All right, we're going to let the barrel cool, and then we're going to lay up on the backpack and do the same thing. All right, position number 2. I didn't really have a good option for something to lay my backpack on top of, and I grabbed the bench chair and tipped it up on edge. Kind of gets me up about the right height. I guess it could simulate something to, you know, anything you can find to throw your pack up on, maybe a log or something like that. So we're just going to try to shoot this, and to be honest, I feel like anything other than prone, 500 yards and out becomes a pretty good poke. I feel like even setting up the way that I just did with the tripod and the sticks, 500 felt like a long ways. There was still a lot of movement that I had to try to really control. All right, let's do 3 shots with this. All right, there's 2. If you've never really practiced, if you've never really come out and practiced shooting off a backpack at 500 yards, you should try it. It's actually much harder than I kind of figured it would be. I've just done so much shooting prone, and I've really not played a lot with other scenarios, and I've taken a decent amount of animals long range, and I've done a lot of hunting out west with rifles, and I can't remember the last time that I had to make a shot at 500 or north of that, or even 400 and north of that I was not able to lay prone. But my experience isn't everybody's experience, and the kind of country that you hunt in makes a big difference also. I've hunted northwestern Montana, Idaho, the panhandle of Idaho, some of those areas a fair amount, and it's really steep, nasty terrain, and a lot of times we're shooting across canyons, and so you can find the spot to lay prone. It's because literally everything falls away, and you can just lay up and shoot. And a lot of times we're on logging trails or you know, that kind of stuff, so it gives us some flat spots to shoot off of. But you still got to come out here and practice this kind of stuff so you know. And for as much as I've hunted out west, I'm kind of ashamed to say I haven't practiced this kind of stuff much. But here we are, working at it. All right, out of those three, that one felt the best. I felt like I broke at the top of the bullseye on that one, and the other two, I feel like I broke just low. And again, I'm not command firing. I'm not pressing it or trying to time it into there. There's people that tell you can shoot better that way, especially like there's competitions that you have to shoot standing up. And they're like, no, there's no way you can win a competition by trying to hold steady on it. You have to like go under the target and move up into it and press it, give it a little press right as you get on it or whatever. But I just find that style of shooting such an easy way to get a bad flinch or anticipate the shot. So I'm just holding dead on as steady as I can and just adding pressure as I keep pulling that crosshairs back where it's supposed to be. And you just kind of cross your fingers and hope that when it breaks, it's in that center or it's real close. So, all right, let's go take a look. Let's see what we do. Are we going to shoot from the backpack or are we going to shoot from the tripod with some rear sticks? This is much more stable, I will tell you, for me, this is much more stable than just a tripod. Is it more stable than the tripod with sticks? I would tell you it's not much difference in the sight picture. This might be a little less stable for me, but let's go see what the groups say. All right, I'm down here at the targets, but before I show you the bullet holes, we're going to do a giveaway. I'm going to give away a 3-pack of these bottle rests. And the way that you enter to potentially win that is leave me a comment and subscribe. And I will go down through there and I'll find one person. Leave me a comment. It can be a good comment. It can be a bad comment. It can be whatever you want to say. A comment will enter you to win. All right, let's take a look and see what we did. All right, so I shot the left target first off the tripod. I keep forgetting to bring my tape measure. We probably have about a 6-inch group. I'm going to say about 6 inches vertically. Pretty centered. This one's a little high. That is off of the tripod with the rear sticks. 500 yards. These 2 shots on a deer would have been a kill. This shot probably would have still been a kill. Probably would have been high enough to maybe just drop him. It's kind of hard to tell without shooting the real target. And I thought about doing this test with real targets so we have real, impacts to show. You can see exactly where you would have hit. But this is all about groups and seeing what gives you the best consistency, the best groups. All right, about 6 inches, I would say. Maybe 6.5. So just over 1 MOA, which I'm not angry about at 500 yards off of a tripod from a kneeling position. But we could definitely, I'm sure we could tighten that up if we practice more. All right, over here, backpack. We definitely shot a better group off the backpack. You tell me. I think we went, this shot is low by, from our aiming point by 3 inches. But if we would have held center long on whatever we'd been shooting, this would have killed an elk every shot. This would kill an elk every shot. Now you talk about deer or antelope size game, and now we're talking about, one there that could be a little marginal. Probably if we'd have held center long, we'd probably be about heart height somewhere in there. Maybe center to lower heart, where this is kind of the opposite. But we definitely did get a tighter group off the backpack. So I would have honestly told you before I did this test that there's going to be, it's going to be easy for the tripod and the stick setup to win over a backpack, but I learned something. I just learned something. And that's why we're doing this, and I hope you're learning a little bit as well. Get out and do these tests for yourself and see what you can do. And I'm confident if I came out here and I practiced this some, we could tighten this up and we could tighten that up. But there's 6 shots at 500 yards that, without question, 4 of the 6 would easily be kill shots on deer or antelope size game, and 2 of them would be a little marginal. But I think they would probably still find the animal good enough to kill them. Leave me comments. Let me know. Leave me a comment about this. What's your thoughts? Would every one of these have killed? All right, appreciate you guys. Until next time, stay safe, shoot straight.